Back home in Arizona, the D-backs tour through the NL West continues on this 6-game homestand, which opens up tonight. It's the first of 3 against the Giants. An 11-4 start, 5 straight series wins to begin the year. Let's keep it rolling. D-backs and Giants on Fox Sports Arizona. Good evening from Chase Field. Welcome to the broadcast. Steve Berthune, Bob Brenly along the way. Great to be back home. Wish we had better news to start, though. Taijuan Walker has a UCL injury. That's a ligament in his pitching elbow. He's headed to New York for a second opinion. Not the news we were hoping to hear, Bob.
Not at all. Torrey Lovella was very adamant in his pregame press conference, rather. They want to get all the information before they make any kind of a decision, but certainly a tough break either way for Taijuan Walker. A lot of guys have had success rehabbing UCL injuries. We'll see what Taijuan chooses to do.
In the meantime, we get ready for the San Francisco Giants. They'll have Johnny Cueto on the mound. Patrick Corbin faced these guys last week at AT&T Park.
And for the first 5 innings, he looked like a Cy Young winner. I mean, not a candidate, a winner. 5 innings of 2-hit balls, struck out 9 Giants hitters in those first 5 innings, but then really hit a wall in the 6th, gave up 3 hits, 2 walks, a sac fly to the first 6 hitters, and he was out of the game in favor of Fernando Salas.
A beautiful night at the ballpark, nice and cool, roof and panels wide open, and we're set to go the D-backs and the Giants on Fox Sports Arizona. D-backs baseball on Fox Sports Arizona is brought to you by CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. By Buick, visit your local Buick dealer. By Gila River Hotels and Casinos, the card by Gila River Casinos earns you rewards 10 times faster than ever before. Sign up for the card today. And by your Valley Honda dealers, where you'll get more standard features for less money. Arizona is brought to you by Chaz Roberts, Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Choose Chaz. By GMC. Visit your local GMC dealer. By Arizona Tire Pros. Everything rotates around you. By your Desert Ford dealer. Visit your Desert Ford dealers and click buyfordnow.com to learn more. And by Jack in the Box. This season, D-backs home runs score free jumbo jacks only at Jack in the Box. It's a teal Tuesday at Chase Field. Patrick Corbin versus Johnny Cueto. The D-backs and the Giants is next on Fox Sports Arizona. Chase Field in downtown Phoenix. Very comfortable here, 73 degrees. Steve Berthiaume, Bob Renly, and Kate Longworth along the way. It's the first of three D-backs and Bruce Bochy's Giants who have yet to win a series this season. San Francisco comes in off to a 6-9 start. And here's the Giants lineup brought to you by your Valley Chevy dealers.
Manager Bruce Bochy celebrated a birthday yesterday. I got a pretty good feeling what he asked for. Here's his lineup tonight. Austin Jackson out in center field. Joe Panik will be at second base. Andrew McCutcheon out in right field. Buster Posey behind the plate. Pablo Sandoval, a late insertion into the lineup for Evan Longoria at third base. Hunter Pence will be out in left field. Brandon Belt at first base. Brandon Crawford at shortstop. And Johnny Cueto shimmying, shaking out on the mound.
For the D-backs, your Ram truck starting pitcher is the left-hander Patrick Corbin. Patrick 2-0 in 3 starts with a 2.45 ERA. And he faced these Giants last Tuesday night in San Francisco. Got a no decision in a game the D-backs lost 5-4.
And we talked about it in the open. He absolutely dominated the first 5 innings of the ball game. Had the best slider we've seen since 2013. And then in the 6th inning just kind of hit a wall. Pitches stayed up over the heart of the plate. He gave up some hits. Sac fly, a couple of walks, and was out of the game. But the first 5 were beautiful.
For a look around the diamond at the D-backs defense, we turn to E.D. Marshall Jewelers.
David Peralta out in left field. A.J. Pollock in center. Gerard Dyson getting the nod in right field tonight. Daniel Descalso and Nick Ahmed on the left side of the infield. Ketel Marte and Paul Goldschmidt on the right side. Alex Avila behind the plate for the lefty Patrick Corbin.
Dan Bellino is our plate umpire tonight, calling the balls and strikes. Phil Cuzzy is at first base. The crew chief Tom Hallion's at second. And Chris Siegel's at third. Well, the D-backs off to an 11-4 start. The last time they were 12-4, 10 years ago, 2008. And tonight, the first of a 6-game homestand, 3 against the Giants and 3 versus the Padres this weekend.
It seems like we've said it about every series so far this year, but we documented the fact the Diamondbacks played 18 of their first 21 this year against National League West opponents. This is the final 6 in that run of 18 out of 21. So far, so good.
Yeah, they are 9-3 so far against the division. Austin Jackson, the center fielder. ready to lead it off, and we are set to go from downtown Phoenix. Jackson hitting .250. Only one extra base hit this year. Oh, come on. Really? Didn't we just go through this for 9 games?
In the world.
All right. Patience. 1-1. Dan Bellino is the plate umpire. That's the first pitch of the ball game. Called a ball. It's early. In the seats, and it's 1-2 on Jackson. Jackson comes into this series with a 7-game hitting streak, and he's batting over .320 during that streak.
Good velocity early from Patrick Corbin. That last pitch at 94 kind of jammed up Austin Jackson there, fouled it off to the right side.
There's the slider. First strikeout for Patrick.
Throws that slider for strikes, and then this one with 2 strikes bounces in the dirt near that back foot. That's been the devastating slider in the early going this season for Patrick.
The second baseman is Joe Panik. 304 and 3 home runs. Panik oftentimes will lead off for the Giants, but against left-hand starters, Bruce Bochy drops him down to the 2 hole. Right back to Corbin. Got him on a fastball that time. Quickly 2 down.
In Patrick's last start against the Giants, he gave up a leadoff hit and then struck out the side in the first inning, kind of a foreshadowing of what he was going to do through that first 5 innings of the game.
Andrew McCutchen, 203. He's homered twice. A home run Saturday in their loss at San Diego. Yeah, you said it, Bob. Patrick was outstanding last week against the Giants. For most of that start, he had 7 strikeouts the first time through the order. Had 9 by the end of 5, but really hit a wall there in that 6th inning. Doesn't get the call from Dan Bellino that time, and it's a ball and a strike. There's a bouncer right to Ahmed at shortstop. Good start for Patrick Corbin. D-backs coming up against Johnny Cueto. Starting pitcher for the Giants is the 32-year-old right-hander Johnny Cueto, who was scratched from his start against the D-backs last week in San Francisco. A left ankle sprain, activated off the DL today and set to go.
We'll give you a bunch of different windups, a bunch of different deliveries, a bunch of different arm angles out there on the mound, but basically features a sinker, cutter that occasionally looks like a slider, and a straight changeup.
Valley Chevy Dealers has the D-backs lineup tonight.
David Peralta will lead it off out in left field. Ketel Marte at second base. Paul Goldschmidt at first. A.J. Pollock out in center field cleaning up tonight. Daniel Descalso will be at third base. Alex Avila behind the plate. Nick Ahmed at shortstop. Gerard Dyson out in right field. And Patrick Corbin, the lefty, on the mound.
David Peralta will lead us off. The D-backs leading hitter, batting .340. He's homered twice. And now there's something going on with Johnny Cueto, or something on the mound that David was pointing out to Dan Bellino. Well, we have a moment here, Bob. Let's take a look at your Valley Honda Dealers key to the game.
Well, it's the subject of that shot right there. Intruder alert! Intruder alert! Johnny Cueto, in 10 starts here at Chase Field, is 8-1 in his career, including the last 6 straight. Roll up the welcome mat.
And while we have a moment, let's take a look at the Giants defensively. That's brought to you by E.D. Marshall Jewelers.
Andrew McCutcheon will be out in right field. Austin Jackson in center. Veteran Hunter Pence over in left field. It'll be Pablo Sandoval at third base. Brandon Crawford at short. Joe Panik at second. Brandon Belt will be playing first base with Buster Posey behind the plate for right-hander Johnny Cueto.
Well, Grant Trenbeth was out there taking a look at the front of that pitcher's mound.
We've talked about it before. Starting pitchers, some guys work the first base side of the rubber, other guys work the third base side. Some guys stand right in the middle of the stride length. Some guys have a very long stride. Sometimes it's a little shorter. Sometimes it's directly on line with home. Sometimes it's a little bit off. And apparently Patrick Corbin's landing hole is not to Johnny Cueto's liking.
So the crew chief out there, Tom Hallion, the second base umpire. And here comes Grant to take care of things. The grounds crew's work is never done.
Never done. And I'll tell you something. We came home from that road trip. This ballpark looks like they just opened it. They got it out of the box. Outfield looks great. Infield looks and plays great.
Yeah, it's a brand new grass surface installed at Chase Field for this year. It's something different for Grant and his crew. It's a grass they've had a lot of success with in places that are covered a lot, like Miami and Houston. They use this type of grass here. They've used it with a lot of success in Atlanta as well. It's now over the entire field here. It's not Bermuda, doesn't overseed, but it's been very shade resistant and durable. And it looks just gorgeous. It's got a nice green to it.
And it's played well. We haven't seen any bad hops. It's not uncommon even on major league fields to occasionally see a bad hop now and then, but Chase Field has played really well this year. Might explain why the Diamondbacks have only made 3 errors, the fewest in the majors.
Well, Cueto will be doubly concerned with his landing spot, considering the injury that put him on the DL was that left ankle. So that's his front foot as he lands.
Stand corrected, the Diamondbacks have made 4 errors this season.
Feels like fewer.
All right, I think he's got it manicured just the way he wants.
Cueto has not pitched in almost 2 full weeks. He did have a long bullpen session last week at AT&T Park. Threw a simulated game Saturday in San Diego and was pronounced good to go. And we're underway in the home half of the first with ball 1 to David Peralta. Quick pitch there from Cueto. Get used to that. That is strike 1.
Yeah, he caught David by surprise, caught Buster Posey by surprise. Just threw an 88-mile-an-hour fastball right by his own catcher.
And he's a pretty good one back there, too. He'll give you the full shimmy and shake. Sometimes you'll go full Louis Tiant. Other times you'll get a quick pitch like we just saw. You just never know. Behind on Peralta, 3-1. Cueto has won 6 straight starts in this ballpark. He can tie Randy Wolf as the only pitcher to win 7 consecutive starts against the D-backs here at Chase Field. Ketel Marte on deck.
Diamondbacks have done a lot of early damage this season. They've outscored their opponents 16-6 in the first inning of games. That 10-run differential, the best in the National League in the first inning. And the guy at the plate has a lot to do with that.
He has been the tone setter, David Peralta. Outstanding in the leadoff spot. But Cueto gets him to swing and miss at a changeup. 1 down.
Well, that has historically been his best out pitch, that straight changeup. As I mentioned, he will cut his fastball. At times he'll get around it a little bit more, make it look like a slider, but it's basically going to be a fastball changeup combination from Cueto.
Ketel Marte batting .270. Begins this homestand riding a 10-game hitting streak. Sandoval in on the grass at third, and there's ball 1. Marte, during his 10-game streak, has doubled 4 times. He's knocked in 5 runs. Another good Cueto changeup. 1-1. Cueto was outstanding in his first start this year. 7 innings of 1-hit ball at Dodger Stadium. Followed that by giving up only 1 run in 6 innings at home against Seattle. That was April 4th, the last time he pitched. Sprained his ankle a few days later.
Cueto yelling at himself out there on the mound. First start back off the disabled list. He expects to be at his best right away. Hit the ground running.
Goldie on deck. 3 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, Cueto, after winning 18 games during his first season with San Francisco 2 years ago, went only 8-8 last year. And his ERA went from 2.79 up to over 4.5 last season. Along the left field line, Hunter Pence.
First baseman, number 44, Paul Goldschmidt.
Here's Goldie, 241. And leading the D-backs with 4 homers. He has hit home runs in 4 of his last 5 games. Cueto with a breaking ball down in the strike zone, and it's 0-1.
A little bit of a struggle for Goldie through the first 9 games this season. He was hitting an even 100.
Quick pitch that time, fouled back, and it's 0-2.
However, over his last 6, he's hitting over 400 with 6 extra base hits. He's driven in 8. He's cut his strikeouts way down. Really just seemed to light up when we went to San Francisco.
That has been his get well place for a while now. Yeah, when we left for that long road trip after the opening homestand against Colorado and the Dodgers, Goldie was 1 for 17. But now we're back home and he's leading the D-backs in home runs. Second on the team behind AJ in RBIs. Pollock on deck. Quick pitch from Cueto. Goldie hits it in the air toward the right field corner. McCutchen has room near the line and he runs it down. D-backs and Giants, no score at Chase Field.
the mound, and the lefty really has been electrifying since day one. And Torrey told me he believes it's that opening day start that really gave Patrick the confidence boost that he deserves and has really earned over the years. He said in the past Patrick had been a little bit frustrated, battling back from injury, even battling out of his way out of the bullpen, but now he's in a role he deserves and the numbers prove it. And Torrey said what's most impressive is how efficient Patrick has been in these past couple of weeks, attacking both sides of the plate, very aggressive. He said that, coupled with this newfound confidence, is making it pretty special to watch right now.
It's been a lot of fun, Kate. Absolutely. Patrick Corbin revitalized and re-energized to start 2018. Buster Posey, 313. He's homered twice.
There's a slower breaking ball that Patrick's been using as an off-speed pitch. Been very effective for him, stealing strikes.
And this sort of revised version of Patrick Corbin, probably better labeled an evolution, has seen him change location and shape on that slider.
There it is again.
It looks like a curveball. Sometimes it shows up on the computer as a curveball, but he uses the same grip that he uses for a slider. Just takes off a little velocity. Works very well, as we just saw, as an off-speed pitch. Comes back with a hard fastball away, but misses, and it's 2-2.
Now, pitchers are constantly evolving. I don't think they ever get to the place where they're content in all their stuff and their mechanics and everything is working perfectly and not change anything.
Posey reaches down and scoops that to Dyson in right field. One down in the second.
Third baseman, number 48.
Here's the Panda, Pablo Sandoval. A late addition to the Giants lineup. Evan Longoria was in there at first, but Longoria was scratched with an ankle injury. And Bruce Bochy was saying before the game tonight Longoria will likely miss at least a couple of days. So the Panda's in there, 4 for 16 on the year with a home run. Fastball inside. Longoria, apparently it's the same left ankle in which he had some soreness during spring training. Sandoval lines one right at Peralta in left. 5 up, 5 down for Corbin. Here's the slumping Hunter Pence.
A little bit of a difference today already for Patrick. He had 2 fly ball outs already in the game. He did not have a fly ball out through the first 5 innings against the Giants. 9 punch outs and 6 ground ball outs.
Yeah, he was extremely impressive from the get-go last week at San Francisco. Gave up only 2 hits, both singles, through the first 5 innings, and then just ran out of gas in the 6th. Pence hitting only 200, just 1 extra base hit all year, and really flailing at the plate lately. 12 strikeouts in his last 21 at bats, Hunter Pence, and only 3 base hits over that span, all singles. Of course, on April 17th, you can always say it's early, but I think Hunter Pence started to make some people nervous in San Francisco.
Well, especially with Mac Williamson sitting down in AAA hitting .548. He's 17 for 31.
Yeah, he's killing the ball, Mac Williamson, the outfielder there. And of course, Bruce Bochy is going to give Hunter Pence as much time as he can to get it turned around. He's always had a very good track record against Patrick Corbin, Hunter Pence. Pops this up behind first. Marte calling for it. Or he doesn't know where it is.
Yeah.
Dyson comes in to save the day with a big smile. 6 up, 6 down for Corbin. No score. D-backs and Giants. finish.
Yeah, watch Ketel Marte as he pursues this pop-up into the gray. His palms will be up. He doesn't see it at all at that point. If you have a beat on that ball and you're going to make the play, that's when you see the infielder start waving his hands. I'm underneath this one, I'll make the play. But Ketel Marte had palms up. He didn't see it at all.
Still a light sky overhead with the roof open here. Strike one to A.J. Pollock to start the bottom of the second against Johnny Cueto. A.J. 273 and 3 home runs. Leading the D-backs with a dozen RBIs. That's got to be a pretty helpless feeling.
Oh, you have no idea. You know it's up there. You know it's in the vicinity. Everybody around you is chasing the same thing you are, but you don't know where it is.
Quick pitch from Cueto. Got a slider that time, and it's 1-2. Well, Marte continued to pursue the ball at least and get over there, but Dyson had to come in and bail him out.
Yeah, you hope to find it at some point. Like I said, you know the general vicinity, and you just look for some movement up in that gray sky. But unfortunately, at this time of day, the ball just kind of blends in with the gray sky. That's where that communication is so important. And you go back to early spring training, pop-up priority drills, having outfielders. I know Dave McKay gets the outfielders out there and hits tweeners, balls between the two outfielders, just so they can get used to hearing each other's voice, calling one another off the ball. Might have entered into that play right there. Gerard Dyson coming in and saving the day.
A lot of change-ups early from Johnny Cueto. It's 2-2. Three giant infielders on the left side against A.J. Pollock. Quick pitch, high fastball. Second strikeout for Cueto.
Well, that time the quick pitch achieved the desired result. He speeds up his delivery in the hopes that the hitter will speed up his swing, and that time led A.J. right out of the strike zone up high.
Third baseman today, Daniel Descalso. 189, he's homered twice. It was good to see when we showed up early at the ballpark this afternoon, Bob, with Descalso when they're at third. Jake Lamb working out. Looks like he's close.
Starting to do more and more baseball activities. And as always, you take his temperature the next day, see how he got through that day's drills. If he comes through it okay, then you just add more and more and more activities.
Yeah, they're talking about a sim game soon. Minor league rehab start hasn't been ruled out as well. But we could see Jake Lamb back sooner rather than later, certainly. And Steven Souza Jr. was out here working out today as well. There he's talking to Chris Owings. No one wanted to talk to Chris today. He had no friends out there. That's because he was wearing a Fox Sports Arizona microphone. Tremendous catch by a fan over there right next to Mike Hazen and Jared Porter. Nicely done, sir. But at the end of this half inning, we will stay here at the ballpark and let you listen to Chris Owings' day during batting practice today, wearing a microphone for us. That was a heck of a play over there.
It really was.
He's going to get one more right here. Not quite.
The fielding percentage in that section just went down.
50%. Nationwide Vision Center's eye on the game. See Sandoval, the third baseman, way over there next to second base ump Tom Hallion. That's behind Dave McKay at first and foul. So we'll hear a little mic'd up version with Chris Owings right after the end of this half inning for you. That's always fun. We always get some good stuff.
You have to do a better job of hiding the mic, because as soon as they see it, yeah, not me. You're not going to get me.
You have to tell people that you're bugged. It's part of the deal. And then it's just when everybody kind of moves away from him out there in the outfield. Got to go chase after guys. Popped up foul ground. Look at Cueto get over there. He almost overran it, Johnny Cueto, in the third base coach's box.
That's pretty good awareness by Johnny Cueto with this exaggerated shift. Brandon Crawford was playing very deep at shortstop, and Cueto knew that there was nobody over there to catch the ball, so he tracks it down. It's fair that all's well that ends well. Wasn't the prettiest play in the world, but caught it nonetheless.
And seems to be moving around pretty well, coming off that left ankle injury, so that's good news for the Giants. 2 down for Alex Avila, 3 for 24 on the year. Hit his first D-backs homer Saturday at Dodger Stadium. Giants will leave the shift on for the left-hand batter. Sandoval, the third baseman, stays at second. Panic backed up on the outfield grass. First pitch changeup. We've seen a lot of that from Johnny Cueto. And he steals strike one. It's 0-1. Another one right there. No balls and 2 strikes. A lot of teams are giving Alex Avila off-speed pitches and breaking balls down below the strike zone. Quick pitch is up with a fastball, 1-2.
Well, if you can get those pitches down there, that's a good area to pitch against a good low ball hitter. A little bit lower than he can handle.
He knocks it the other way into left center field. Pence was over near the line. Avila will settle for a long single.
Nice approach that time by Alex. Let that ball get deep. Just shoots it the opposite way. Nice controlled swing. Produces a 2-out base hit for the Diamondbacks.
See how far over Pence was. He had to race into the gap to chase that one down. Avila's at first. 2 outs for Nick Ahmed, the shortstop. Nick hitting .238 with 2 home runs. A reminder, stay with us after the last out in this half inning for Chris Owings mic'd up. Nick first pitch swinging at a curveball, fouled away. Nick had the flu bug as we began the last road trip. He homered at Dodger Stadium Friday, but had a tough time. 2 for 25 on the trip. Belt playing behind the runner. Avila no threat to go. This is hit deep to right field. McCutchen backing up just shy of the warning track, and he's got it. As we said, Chris Owings kind enough to wear a Fox Sports Arizona microphone during batting practice today, and here it is, CO mic'd up.
There you go.
Is that better?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Is this thing on? There goes Steven out there. Oh, Souza almost ran into Godley out there.
Don't hurt him, pitcher. Get out of the way.
Go back to Salt River. Hey, we need to wrap him up in bubble too.
Why are we letting him out here? Is he gonna forget how to catch a pop-up?
I got a friend who, like, every time we play like touch football, like all casually, like
Just like Wedding Crashers.
the same guy.
When he's like,
Sack.
football and crab cakes, that's what Maryland does.
Well, they're really giving Steven Souza Jr. a hard time out there for nearly running into some pitchers.
I have not seen it. I missed it at FanFest. I've only seen pictures. God, what a good-looking guy this is.
During batting practice, the pitcher's main duty is to stand as far away from home plate as they can and let the ball roll to the fence and stop and then pick it up and throw it back in so somebody can hit it again. But in the meantime, the outfielders are trying to play some balls off the bat, get used to the angles and how the ball will slice or carry on a given night. And occasionally the pitchers get in the way, and they were giving Souza a hard time for almost running into Zach Godley.
Well, we can give you an update from Anaheim, where the Red Sox are playing the Angels right now. Shohei Ohtani on the mound for the Angels, and Mookie Betts has just hit a leadoff home run. So Michael Brenly's Red Sox have the early lead there. In fact, it's so early it's not even on the board yet here.
It's a good home cook, and Michael Brenly snuck home for an off day yesterday here in Scottsdale and went on to Anaheim this morning.
He didn't show up with his laundry, did he?
No.
All right.
Thank goodness.
Brandon Belt, 250 with a home run as we start the third. D-backs have the shift on. And he hits it right into the shift. Descalso, the third baseman, makes a tremendous play. That's a 5-3 putout from the second base spot.
Boy, even with the shift, Brandon Belt threatening to drive that through into the gap. Nice diving stop by Daniel Descalso. Of course, he's been on that side of the infield a lot in his career. Not an uncommon position, but an uncommon play. Nicely done.
Third ground ball out in the ball game for Patrick. Boy, Daniel Descalso, you just plug him in anywhere defensively, anywhere in the lineup. You can hit him first, you can hit him fourth, you can hit him eighth, it doesn't matter. Brandon Crawford, the shortstop. Fastball in. Crawford 277 with one home run. Good slider from Patrick, 1-1. Crawford's bat starting to creep back to life after a slow start. He's hit safely in 3 straight games and 5 of his last 6. He has homered twice against Patrick Corbin in his career. This one is trying to get into the seats, and it's out of play.
Well, in his defense, Brandon Crawford is facing the 11th left-handed pitcher that the Giants have seen starting a ball game this year out of 16 games.
Funny, everybody that's played the Dodgers a couple of times, the same with the Diamondbacks, they run into that thing with all those lefties in the LA lineup. Crawford 6 for 26 versus left-handers this year. And Corbin gets him with a fastball up and away. Second strikeout for Patrick.
He threw so many sliders his last time out against the Giants. That fastball's playing a little bit quicker tonight.
Always entertaining watching Johnny Cueto hit. His long-term investment in the offensive portion of his game has been lacking.
Yeah.
Which is fine. He's not paid to hit. Swinging away. Here's a little tapper to second base. Ketel Marte.
Just got it.
9 up, 9 down for Corbin. No score at Chase Field. Did you see this last night? Bryce Harper, a broken bat home run at Citi Field against the Mets' Jacob deGrom. 96-mile-an-hour fastball, broke his bat, and he took him deep.
Wow.
That's not supposed to happen.
That's not supposed to happen, but it's happened twice right here at Chase Field. Justin Upton had a broken bat homer back in September of 2011. They actually made a bobblehead about it. And Mark Reynolds, as a Rocky, broke his bat and hit a home run here in April last year. That's pretty amazing.
Well, not a whole lot of offense in this one so far. Scoreless as we start the bottom of the third. Gerard Dyson against Johnny Cueto. Sandoval comes in from third base, several steps on the grass. Dyson at 176 on the year. First pitch swing and hits a tapper. Cueto picks it up and gets the tag on. Nice play, Johnny Cueto. He's moving around real well on that left ankle.
Yeah, he bounces off the mound pretty good right there. This is in effect a swinging bunt. And Cueto just made up his mind. I don't care what Brandon Belt or Joe Panik are doing on that right side. I'm going to make this play myself.
So Phil Cuzzy, the first base umpire, indicated, yep, tagged him on the chest. Patrick Corbin has been a hitter this year. Joe Panik from the edge of the outfield grass. 2 down.
Hey fans, a D-backs home run tonight means a free jumbo jack tomorrow at participating Jack in the Box locations with the purchase of a large drink.
Well, the first time through the order, just one hit against Johnny Cueto. That was an Alex Avila single in the second. And now with 2 down in the third, it's David Peralta who struck out to lead off the ballgame.
I mentioned that run differential for the Diamondbacks in the first inning of ball games, and mentioned that David Peralta was a big reason for that. He leads all National League leadoff hitters in hits, extra base hits, batting average, and is second in OPS. Only Charlie Blackmon has a higher OPS among National League leadoff hitters.
Yeah, he has been the high energy tone setter from the leadoff spot. The on base percentage over .430. Slider and a changeup to start off David, and it's 0-2. That changeup has been very effective for Cueto so far tonight. Peralta doubled twice in Sunday's game in LA. He's hit safely in 5 straight games, 9 of his last 10. Misses with a fastball up, and it's 2-2. Ketel Marte hoping to get a chance. Called strike 3. 3 strikeouts for Cueto. No score through 3. Patrick Corbin has retired all 9 Giants he's faced so far. And Austin Jackson, the leadoff man, to lead off the 4th. He struck out to start the ball game. Giants just dropped 3 of 4 in San Diego to start this road trip. Padres are hosting the Dodgers there again tonight. LA has an early 2-0 lead. There's a fly ball to Dyson and right.
Hey fans, the day after every D-backs win, get 50% off all pizzas at regular menu price using promo code D-backs50 at papajohns.com.
Great night to be at the ballpark here. Roof is open, cool and comfortable. Joe Panik tapped back to the mound his first time.
We talked a lot about Patrick's last start against the Giants on that road trip, so dominating through the first 5 innings of the game. And it's starting to become a pattern for Patrick Corbin. This is his 4th start this season. In innings 1 through 4, no walks against 22 strikeouts. He's given up 6 hits and 1 run, a solo homer off the bat of DJ LeMahieu.
He's been dialed in from the get-go. There's that slow slider. He throws it inside to Panik and gets the strike call. It took Patrick only 30 pitches to get the first 10 outs in the ballgame.
Wow.
30 pitches, 21 strikes. Another slider missed that time, and it's 2-1. Patrick a 10-pitch first, a 12-pitch second, coming off a 6-pitch 3rd inning. He's missing with sliders now, and he's fallen behind on Panik. 3-1 with McCutchen on deck.
You're talking about how efficient Patrick has been already in this game. 6 of the 10 outs on 3 or fewer pitches.
Well, the Giants have their first base runner. A 1-out walk to Panik.
Right fielder Andrew McCutchen.
McCutchen grounded out to end the first. Tried to steal strike 1 with that slow slider. Prior to this weekend, Andrew McCutchen's only home run as a Giant was that walk-off winner that beat the Dodgers in 14 innings. He did homer Saturday in San Diego. McCutchen in that 14-inning game had 6 hits, but since then he's just 4 for 29 up there. He, like Longoria, very slow to get going as a Giant. Longoria, a late scratch tonight with an ankle injury. Center field for AJ.
Catcher, Buster
2 down
Posey.
for Buster Posey, who flied out to right his first time up. Posey was hitless over the weekend at Petco Park. That snapped a 10-game hit streak for him. Fastball just missed down and away. Posey sat out the Giants' loss at San Diego Sunday with a swollen right thumb after going hitless in losses to the Padres Friday and Saturday. He's always hit well in this ballpark.
could probably drop off in this ballpark and
yeah,
still be very accurate.
Fair point. A slider in. Buster didn't like the call. You saw why. It's 1-1. He's played here a lot, just over 60 games at Chase Field. Posey, a .326 lifetime hitter. 8 home runs. Del Marte at second. Another ground ball out for Corbin. 4 scoreless. D-backs and Giants. In Puerto Rico, where the Indians and Twins are playing a game, Francisco Lindor's mom. Lindor, a native of Caguas, Puerto Rico, and he takes Jake Odorizzi deep. A home run, and it just sent the stadium into eruption. A really, really neat moment for everyone there in Puerto Rico, for Lindor obviously, and all of Major League Baseball. Here's Ketel Marte, hits it right at Brandon Crawford over the mound, and that's how we start the bottom of the 4th.
How about that for Francisco Lindor? What a moment.
Well, you could see what it meant to him there, and his mom in the stands and everything. That was really neat.
Good to finally see him smile.
Yeah, exactly right, because he never does.
Boy, you talk about a guy that really enjoys what he does for a living. He's fun to watch.
And he is almost beyond argument on the list of top 5 players in the game right now overall, Francisco Lindor. This guy might be on that list as well. Goldie flied out his first time. Breaking ball missed, and it's 2-0. Goldie has it safely in 6 straight games, 8 of his last 9. Quick pitch from Cueto. The slider is in there, 2-1. There's that changeup. That's worked for him all night long. Changeup and what used to always be a fastball count right there. 2 balls and 1 strike. Cueto at 50 pitches, 33 strikes. Buster Posey trying to think of something.
Well, his first 2 thoughts were not on the same page with Johnny Cueto.
Took off a changeup. Wanted to come in with a slider. Didn't like the fastball away. Didn't like the change. And it's full 3-2.
I've seen Johnny Cueto have some starts where he basically just went sinker cutter the whole game. Other starts he'll throw a lot of change-ups. Other starts he might throw the slider, make the cutter a little bit bigger. Just whatever feels good for him. Watch out.
A quick pitch there and caught Goldie. Don't know if it hit him or not. It's ball 4 either way. He's on base.
Hey fans, anytime the D-backs score 5 runs or more, Taco Bell is giving away 3 free crunchy beef tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the following day at participating locations.
AJ struck out his first time. That goes as a hit by pitch. Slider at the knees, and it's 0-1.
It's the best kind of hit by pitch. I think it just brushed a thread on the front of Goldie's jersey as it went by.
Hit a button maybe. AJ homered twice Saturday night at Dodger Stadium. That was great to see. 3 doubles and 3 home runs on that road trip. Gets that fastball there right at the knees. 1-2. Whole right side of the infield is open. Panic is right near the second base bag, and Belt holding Goldie on the base at first. All kinds of room over there. Nationwide Vision Centers gives us a look at the Giants defense. Our eye on the game. Another Cueto changeup, and Pollock strikes out. That's the 4th strikeout for Cueto.
Well, I mentioned on a given day Johnny Cueto might appear to be a different style of pitcher, but today he's obviously feeling that changeup. He's thrown some really good ones in the game already.
2 down for Descalso. Now Crawford, the shortstop, moves just to the first base side of second. Sandoval, the only defender on the left side of the infield. Slider is in, 1-0. Well, as Bob mentioned earlier, D-backs have never had a whole lot of luck with Johnny Cueto. 15 career starts against the D-backs. He's 11-3. Beat the Diamondbacks both times he faced them last year. Eight and 1 in 10 career starts in this ballpark. Fastball's a strike, 2-1.
One thing about Cueto, and it's a very comfortable night here at Chase Field tonight. Temperature in the low 70s, roof wide open. Just a beautiful night to be outside watching a ball game. He rarely sweats, regardless of the conditions. He's just always under control out there, even when he's forced to field his position like he's done tonight a couple of times already. You would think with all the gyrations and, as you call it, shimmy and shakes that he goes through out there on the mound, he might burn a little more energy and see some perspiration, but very rarely will he even break a sweat.
That hair alone is a workout. Carrying that around all day. Two and two on Descalso. 2 outs, Goldie at first. Giants stopping in Phoenix for the middle portion of what is a 10-game 3-city road trip. They just dropped 3 of 4 in San Diego. They'll play 3 here against the D-backs, and then they finish up with 3 at the Angels. Bruce Bochy's ball club off to a disappointing 6-9 start. Cueto gets his 5th strikeout. Pitchers duel, Cueto and Corbin. We'll blink first.
We head to the top half of the 5th inning here at Chase Field. Time to take a look at our Geico legacy moment. We go back to 1976. I like to call it the greatest day in Ohio University baseball history. Now, Mike Schmidt, playing for the Philadelphia Phillies, becomes the first National Leaguer to hit 4 consecutive home runs in a game as the Phillies beat the Cubs 18-16. Yes, the wind was blowing out. Okay. That's not all that makes it the greatest day in OU baseball history. Steve Swisher, also an OU alum, was catching for the Cubs that day.
And that makes the list. He was just catching.
Well, he was catching, and he was playing extremely well. Steve Swisher went 3 for 6 with a homer and 4 runs driven in. Mike Schmidt went 5 for 6 with 4 homers and 8 driven in. So combined, the 2 OU alums 8 for 12 with 5 homers and 12 driven in one afternoon.
Which begs the obvious question. Your contribution to that great legacy was what exactly that day?
I was watching.
All right, doing your part. Pablo Sandoval leads off the Giant 5th against Patrick Corbin, who has been ruthlessly efficient so far. Patrick has allowed only 1 base runner, a walk to Joe Panik in the 4th. He's got 2 strikeouts. To Hopper to Ketel Marte. One little twist for Patrick tonight so far. He's got 5 fly ball outs. Usually with Patrick, it's a lot of ground ball outs and some strikeouts. Tonight, 5 fly outs. He had 6 all season coming into the game.
Well, the good thing about the fly ball outs for Patrick is none of them were really struck well. A lot of lazy fly balls to medium depth outfield. You'll take that all day long, too.
Hunter Pence, one of those fly outs back in the 2nd.
Yeah, partner, we were mentioning the early season struggles for veteran Hunter Pence. According to StatCast, Pence has had 7 hard hit balls, and that's considered 95 miles an hour or more off the bat exit velocity. 7 hard hit balls out of 33 balls that he's put in play this year.
Wow.
Now, obviously, if you watch Hunter Pence, you can tell he's a guy that has a lot of moving parts. A lot of things have to be timed exactly right in order to get that bat in the position he wants to make solid contact. And right now, he's just having some trouble with his timing.
And check his swing there. Avila completes the strikeouts. That's the 3rd for Patrick. Well, Pence just turned 35 years old a couple of days ago, and looks like Father Time is starting to catch up just a little bit.
First baseman, Brandon Belt.
And one thing you always know about Hunter Pence, it's not due to a lack of effort.
Oh, never.
He's one of the hardest working guys I've ever seen.
2 down for Brandon Belt, who grounded out to lead off the 3rd. Hard into the shift. Goldie backhands it. Corbin's there, and that's the inning. An 8-pitch 5th for Patrick. 5 innings of no-hit baseball. Cueto, D-backs and Giants 5th inning. Fans, if you can't watch the games on TV, don't panic. Stream them live on your mobile device. Use Fox Sports Go. It's presented locally by your Valley Honda dealers. Download the free app. Take Fox Sports Arizona and the D-backs with you wherever you go. Alex Avila leads off the bottom of the 5th. Boy, Patrick Corbin coming off an 8-pitch 5th inning. He has walked 1, struck out 3. The Giants did not have a base hit through 5. Avila has the game's only hit. He singled in the 2nd. Boy, the Rockies keep piling up wins. They were playing in frigid conditions in Pittsburgh today. Colorado behind Chad Bettis beat the Pirates 2-0. Dodgers still have a 2-0 lead at San Diego. They're in the 3rd. Cueto quick pitch. Fastball misses. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Matt Kemp with a home run in that LA San Diego game.
He had a big one there last night, Matt Kemp. We'll see the Padres here this weekend starting on Friday. D-backs have yet to name a Friday starter. Taijuan Walker, it was revealed today, has a UCL injury. That's an injury to one of the ligaments in his throwing elbow. And he was on his way to New York today to get a second opinion. His next turn in the rotation is Friday, that opener against San Diego. D-backs have some options they're mulling over. There's the changeup, and Cueto drops it in for his 3rd consecutive strikeout and his 6th of the ball game.
Hey, fans, receive 15% off at the Chase Field Team Shop when you use the card by Gila River Casinos.
I was in there today buying some stuff. They got some tremendous items.
Yeah, you sent me some pictures of some of the.
Yeah, hey, what do you think of these shirts? Got some T-shirts down there, some great looking golf shirts. I had to get a hooded sweatshirt because everywhere we go it's freezing. Next week we head to Philadelphia and Washington D.C. Here's Nick Ahmed. Still trying to warm up from St. Louis. Nice. We were in San Francisco last week, and I was talking to Kruko and Kuiper, telling them, man, we were freezing in St. Louis. They just looked at me and said, shut up. They freeze every summer in San Francisco, where they are. Got to know your audience, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah.
Well, Kruko's a good guy to talk to about pitching in weather. He was the guy, I've told the story in the past. If it was really hot, if you were going into Atlanta in August and it was hot and humid, he would wear a heavy warm-up jacket throughout batting practice. He wanted to acclimate himself to the conditions he was going to be pitching in that night. If it was cold weather, he'd go out in the dugout in a T-shirt. Just so when he went out there to take that mound, it wasn't such a shock.
Seems like more of a mental aspect. There he is.
Oh, he's mental. There's no doubt about it.
Well, they both are. Kruk and Kuip. Giants TV just to our left here. He always does a game with a baseball in his hand, doesn't he?
A baseball or a cricket ball or something. Yeah, he's got a red wooden ball over there that he plays with once in a while.
Brings his own toys. That's nice. There's a fastball, and Cueto has struck out 4 in a row.
The thing about Johnny Cueto, he just rarely makes any mistakes where you feel like, man, I can take a rip at that one. Everything is around the edges, off speed, moving. He just doesn't give you a lot of pitches that you can really take a good rip at.
Base is empty. 2 down for Dyson, who grounded out his first time. Sandoval comes in from 3rd. Another changeup for strike 1. Over the glove of Cueto, and it trickles into center. A base hit for Gerard Dyson. That's just the 2nd hit in the ball game, both by the Diamondbacks. Avila in the 2nd, and now Dyson in the 5th.
Well, that one had eyes. Once it got by the pitcher, Johnny Cueto, it was going to be a foot race to see if either middle infielder could get there quickly enough. Cueto might have slowed it down just a little bit, but neither middle infielder could get there in time.
And if nothing else, it clears the pitcher's spot for the D-backs as Corbin steps in. There's a high chopper that Crawford collects, steps on the bag and gets the force on Dyson. No score through 5 at Chase Field. And a ruthless efficiency, and that's been Patrick Corbin, our Chaz Roberts school play. So far, 5 no-hit innings. He's only thrown 49 pitches.
10 of the 16 batters he's faced in this game, he's retired on 3 pitches or fewer, 6 of them on 2 pitches or fewer.
He had a 6-pitch third, coming off an 8-pitch fifth. 49 pitches, 32 for strikes. He has walked 1. That's been the only Giant base runner, and he has 3 strikeouts.
And really hasn't needed anything exceptional out of his defense. You saw that nice diving stop by Daniel Descalso in the shift against Brandon Belt. But other than that, there just hasn't been a lot of solid contact against Patrick.
The longest Patrick Corbin has taken a no-hitter into a ball game. June of 2013, 5 1/3 against the Marlins. And he starts the 6th inning here against Brandon Crawford. Then Johnny Cueto, Austin Jackson, 8-9-1 in the Giants' 6th. Crawford struck out his first time up. Patrick has retired all 5 he's faced since the walk to panic with 1 out in the 4th. He retired the first 10 to start the ball game tonight. 50 pitches, 33 for strikes.
I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist, and I don't even play one on TV, but I have to believe after the way Patrick imploded in that 6th inning in San Francisco, he'd really like to finish this inning strong right here. Of course, his pitch count much better tonight than it was in San Francisco.
Boy, he was outstanding in that start last week at AT&T Park. 7 strikeouts through the first 9 batters. 5 scoreless innings, giving up just 2 singles, and then just sort of hit the wall right away in the 6th. He retired 15 of 16 at one point in that ball game. 2-2 on the Giants shortstop. Well, Corbin last year really turned a corner in the middle of August. Down the stretch last year, he was 7-2 in his last 9 starts, an ERA over those last 9 starts of 2.62. And he's built on that success heading into this year. There's a lazy fly ball to left center. David Peralta coming in. 6 in a row set down by Corbin. Another fly ball out.
Johnny Cueto.
Cueto now, he grounded out his first time up.
And Patrick's done a nice job of handling the left-handed hitters in the opposing lineup. It's getting to the point where he usually doesn't see a lot of lefties in the opposing lineup, but left-handed hitters against Patrick this year, 2 for 20.
Swing and a miss. Every aspect of Johnny Cueto's game is entertaining.
Unless you're a hitter against him.
True. Couple of fastballs, and Patrick jumps ahead 0-2. Little tapper back to the mound. Corbin's got it. And this is the deepest into a ball game Patrick Corbin has ever taken a no-hitter in his career.
Center fielder, Austin Jackson.
Austin Jackson has struck out, flied out 0 for 2. Jackson may be the hottest Giants hitter coming into the ball game, riding a 7-game hitting streak. Really slow slider there. It's 68, and he steals strike 1. That's about as slow as we've seen Patrick throw that pitch this year. And then he backs it up with the hard slider, the back foot to the right-hander, and it's 0-2. Corbin has set down 7 in a row. Tried it again, 1-2. Well, you can be this efficient when you're not striking out all that many batters. He's only got 3 strikeouts so far, but 60 pitches through 5 2/3, 40 strikes. 1-2 on Austin Jackson. Got him. Patrick Corbin, 6 no-hit innings. We are scoreless at Chase Field in Phoenix.
Fans, get out of your seats.
Coming up, fans, you can watch every out-of-market regular season game live at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. It includes MLB at Bat Premium. That lets you watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. There are blackout and some other restrictions, so visit MLB.tv for details. David Peralta leads off the D-backs 6th against Johnny Cueto. Cueto has 7 strikeouts so far. He's not walked a batter. There's a fastball way off the plate for strike 1. An Alex Avila single in the 2nd, a Gerard Dyson single in the 5th. The game's only hit so far. Spun him around with a fastball up and in. 1-2. David, a 5-game hit streak on the line. He's hit safely in 9 of his last 10 games. Foul tip. Posey hangs on. 8 strikeouts for Cueto.
Hey fans, you can participate in the D-backs 50-50 charity raffle presented by the Arizona Lottery from home, along with the fans right here at Chase Field. Fans, this is your chance to win half of the pot and help the kids in our community. Tickets can be purchased online during every D-backs home game, televised on Fox Sports Arizona at dbacks.com/5050 raffle. The winning number will be revealed in tonight's D-backs live post-game show, so stay tuned and see if you've won.
Peralta has struck out all 3 times he's been up there. Ketel Marte looks at a slider for strike 1. He's 0 for 2. Marte with a 10-game hitting streak. So far he's flied out, grounded out. Pablo Sandoval a few steps in on the grass at third. Cueto's got it. Here's Goldie. Goldie hit by a pitch his last time up. He got a fastball in that sort of breezed a thread or a button on his jersey. He flied out to right field his first time up. Time to cowboy up. Quick pitch slider missed. It's 1-0.
You know, you mentioned Goldie flied out to right field in his first at bat of the game. It came on a quick pitch fastball. And Cueto just kind of beat him to the spot. Goldie hit it hard to right field, but was well behind it.
Here's a modified quick pitch. Breaking ball is a strike. 1-1. Goldie's hit safely in 6 straight games, 8 of 9. Takes a big hack at a fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's one of the few fastballs that Cueto has left in the middle of the plate. 90 miles an hour, just above the knees.
Went back to that changeup. 2-2. Doubled up with a changeup. Goldie spits on it. It's full 3 balls and 2 strikes with Pollock on deck. AJ has struck out twice in 2 at bats. 3-2 to Goldie. Quick pitch. Got him. 9 strikeouts for Cueto. We head to the 7th. No score D-backs and Giants. Of course, Edwin Jackson, June of 2010 at the Trop. The Trop. He did walk 8, but he did not allow a base hit.
Final out of the game. A little 6-3 put out at first base. The ensuing celebration, a beer shower back in the clubhouse.
Now here's the difference. Jackson in that ball game threw 149 pitches. Wow. 149. Corbin has been tremendously efficient. Only 61 through 6. And the only base runner the Giants have had is Joe Panik. He leads off the 7th. Panik walked his last time up. Fastball off the plate, 1-1. Missed with a slider, 2 balls, 1 strike. Panic does hit lefties. He batted .290 against left-handers last year. Fly ball to left field. There's David Peralta. 1 down in the 7th.
As unusual as this is to see a lot of fly balls when Patrick Corbin's on the mound, a lot of them have been just like that. Just lazy swings, lazy fly balls.
He's retired all 9 he's faced since the walk to Panic in the 4th. Here's McCutchen, who has grounded out, flied out 0 for 2. McCutchen stuck in a 4 for 30 right now since that 6-hit game against the Dodgers. There's a slider, and it's 0-1. Torey Lovullo, a big believer in body language, something he pays a lot of attention to. How a player carries himself out there. Torey will use the word swag to describe the guy from time to time. And Patrick Corbin has had it this year. A slider up, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Torey thought that Patrick seemed to have a very good feel throughout spring training, and he sensed that Patrick was ready for the start of the year, and that has certainly been the case. He has been outstanding. Fastball up and in, 2-2.
Still good velo here in the 7th inning. 94 on that elevated fastball.
Called strike 3. Dan Bellino rings him up. 5 strikeouts for Corbin. 2 down in the 7th.
Right on the inside corner of the plate. I've talked about facing Steve Carlton back in my playing days, and it seemed like he would throw that slider, and if you took it, it was in the strike zone, and if you swung at it, it would end up in the dirt. It was almost as if he could control the pitch after he let it go. Patrick has a slider that looks a little bit like that tonight.
Buster Posey 0 for 2. There's a Tapper foul. Posey had some swelling in his right thumb over the weekend. He sat out the Giants game Sunday in San Diego. A liner deep to center. Pollock. AJ's got it! Oh my goodness! Well, they always say every no-hitter needs a great defensive play, and A.J. Pollock just turned in a beauty. Patrick Corbin, 7 no-hit innings at Chase Field. Wow. Tremendous catch to end the top of the 7th inning by the D-back center fielder A.J. Pollock. Our Gila River game summary, Bob. It's been all about the pitching tonight.
Boy, I'm telling you what, Johnny Cueto on any other night would be really pleased with those numbers, but Patrick Corbin has been just a little bit better tonight. All of his stuff very crisp, and as you said, a great defensive play by A.J. Pollock, and he's leading off the inning.
He has struck out both times he's faced Cueto so far tonight. Cueto has given up only 2 hits, both singles. Avila in the 2nd and Dyson in the 5th. He's not walked a batter. He's got 9 strikeouts. One more look at A.J. Pollock to end the top of the 7th.
Yeah, it looked like he misjudged that ball initially, turned his back, turned around, changed directions, making a final adjustment on that dive, and keeps the no-hitter intact. Wow, what a play.
Yeah, you said it. Boy, that slider and changeup combo has really worked for Johnny Cueto here tonight. He's at 90 pitches, 59 for strikes. 0-2 on AJ. This ballpark has only seen 1 no-hitter in its history. That was 1999, thrown by the Cardinals' Jose Jimenez. Yes, he went, says Phil Cuzzy at first. That's 10 strikeouts for Cueto. What's next? Brought to you by CenturyLink. Game 2 of this 3-game series. Robbie Ray on the mound for the D-backs, 2-0 so far against Giants righty Chris Stratton. D-backs live pregame show comes your way at 6 on Fox Sports Arizona. Daniel Descalso. Bounce to Panic at 2nd. Two down for Alex Avila. He singled to left center in the 2nd, struck out looking his last time up.
This kind of game, there's not much managing to be done.
Sit back and watch.
It's not like you can put on a hit and run. There's nobody on base.
Giants put the shift on. There's some managing. Crawford, the shortstop, in front of second base on Tom Hallion out there. And Panic back on the outfield grass. Sandoval, the only defender on the left side. Drops a slider in there, and it's 0-1. Nationwide Vision Center's eye on the game. Now Sandoval moves over to the shortstop spot. Always entertaining.
He shook off signs from Buster Posey, started his windup, and then was shaking his head. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm not sure. Buster wasn't sure what was coming. Finally, timeout was called at the plate. Keep everybody guessing, even your catcher.
Well, Buster has an idea what he wants to throw here.
Change up.
Keep in mind, Cueto has not pitched in about 2 weeks. Last time he was out there against Seattle, April 4th, gave up only 1 run in 6 innings. Sprained his ankle a few days later. Doubles up with a changeup, and it's 1-2. Giants in the 8th inning will have Sandoval, Pence, and Belt due up 5, 6, and 7 against Patrick Corbin. 11 strikeouts for Johnny Cueto. We head to the 8th inning. No score, D-backs and Giants. History, we showed you Edwin Jackson, the only one by a left-hander. Randy Johnson's perfect game in Atlanta. Look at the catcher Robbie Hammock, who's on the bench right now for the D-backs.
You rarely saw a smile on the face of Randy Johnson even after an outstanding performance, but he said he couldn't help but laugh as he saw Robbie Hammock pogoing out from behind home plate.
51 retired here at Chase Field. The big unit will join us in the booth actually on some Thursdays this year. The first one will be coming up in a few days here. Patrick Corbin, 7 no-hit innings. He has walked 1. That's been the Giants' only base runner. Joe Panik in the 4th. He has struck out 5. He's retired 11 straight since the walk to Panik, and Pablo Sandoval leads off the Giants' 8th. Sandoval has lined out to left and grounded out. He's 0 for 2. Evan Longoria scratched with an ankle injury just before the game tonight. Sandoval inserted at 3rd. They expect Longoria will miss at least a couple of days. It's the left ankle, same one he injured in spring training. A fastball in, 1-1 on the Panda. Boy, that slider is as slow as it's ever been for Patrick. Cueto approaching 100 pitches, so the Giants bullpen will have to get busy. Tony Watson, the left-hander down there, tried to check on a slider, and it's 2-2.
Sandoval steadily hunting fastballs, especially in those quote-unquote obvious fastball counts. That time Patrick crossed him up.
High fly ball headed for the left field corner. Peralta has room near the line. 1 down in the 8th. Hunter Pence 0 for 2. Pence is a guy who came into the ball game tonight a .429 career hitter against Patrick Corbin, including 4 doubles and 4 home runs, but tonight he has flat out struck out. Look out. It hit the fence in front of the D-back dugout. And that's the way things have gone for Hunter Pence lately.
Got badly fooled by that first pitch breaking ball, that slower slider that he throws to try to jump ahead in the count.
Pence is really scuffling right now. He's struck out 13 times in his last 23 at bats coming into this moment here. Now hitting 192 on the year. He didn't go, Phil Cuzzy. It's 1-1. pitches for Patrick, 52 strikes. As you can see by those numbers, he has been tremendously efficient. Fastball away, 2 balls and 1 strike. And Bellino gives him the call. It's 2-2. Brandon Belt on deck. The 2-2 to Hunter Pence. Got him.
For the confusion that Patrick is creating in these Giants hitters. They look slider, he throws fastball. They look fastball, he throws slider. They look slider, he throws the slow one. He's really got them confused here tonight.
Brandon Belt has grounded out twice. D-backs have the shift on. They overload the right-hand side. This is the longest no-hit bid by one pitcher in the major leagues this year. So far, 7 2/3. He has walked 1. He's got 6 strikeouts. A little check swing. No chance to get Belt. And there goes the no-hitter. Nick Ahmed did all he could, the only one over there. And it ends with 2 outs in the 8th.
Great effort by Nick Ahmed at shortstop. Does everything he can possibly do to try to get that out at first base. Just too much time had elapsed.
Standing ovation from the D-backs fans here at Chase. Brandon Crawford is the hitter. Well, you mentioned how just a moment ago, in fact, Bob, about how Patrick has kept these guys off balance. Not sure of what's coming. It looked to be the case for Belt right there. It just kind of worked out for him.
Well, we'll see how Torrey chooses to play it. Patrick's spot is due up 3rd in the bottom half of the 8th inning. We know Patrick can handle the bat. It may depend on whether one of the first 2 batters reaches base in the inning. No activity in the bullpen at this point.
Foul ground, third base side to Scalzo and Avila. Daniels got it. No-hit innings tonight. Brandon Belt breaks it up. But we're still scoreless bottom of the 8th at Chase Field. The D-backs and the Giants. A reminder, later in this homestand, you can pick up the Archie Bradley audio bobblehead before the game Saturday against the Padres. That's courtesy of Gila River Hotels and Casinos. Visit dbacks.com. New pitcher for the Giants, Johnny Cueto's night ends here. He struck out 11 through 7. Now the left-hander Tony Watson is on to start the 8th. Nick Ahmed will lead it off for the D-backs. He's 0 for 2. Well, as we know, Nick has a pretty good track record against left-handers, including Tony Watson when he was pitching for the Pirates here last May.
Yeah, went oppo.
Well, we need at least one run. D-backs still with only 2 hits, but they've got Cueto out of the ball game. That fastball off the plate and in. Nick Ahmed has a pretty good case there, but he's down 0-2. Another fastball, and Ahmed goes down swinging. 1 down in the 8th.
Watson with that low arm angle. When he keeps the ball down, it's almost impossible to get the ball in the air against him.
Well, here's Gerard Dyson, who has one of the 2 singles for the D-backs tonight. A single up the middle in the 5th inning against Cueto. Patrick Corbin is in the on-deck circle. And there is some action in the D-back bullpen as things will start to get loose down there. Brad Boxberger, the closer. Sandoval in on the grass at 3rd. For Patrick Corbin, there is still the matter of his first career shutout. He's still got a chance at that. He came close last August in Houston. Finished up 8 2/3 scoreless, gave up only 4 hits.
And you know somebody's going to point it out at some point, but the exaggerated pull shift.
Yeah.
Had the defense been playing in a straight up, historically straight up position, the third baseman would have been right there to make that play. But that exaggerated pull shift has taken away so many base hits this year that occasionally a little check swing dribbler is going to beat you to the opposite field.
They are over there for a reason, and they have mountains of data to back it up. A 1-out walk to Dyson. Now Dyson's aboard with his good speed. Corbin will step into the batter's box. And if there was ever a moment to utilize that Dyson speed, it might be right now.
Teams have attempted 5 stolen bases this year when Buster Posey's been behind the plate for the Giants. He's caught 2 of the attempted base stealers. He's traditionally been among the National League leaders every year in throwing out attempted base stealers, but Gerard Dyson's not your run-of-the-mill base stealer.
He has elite speed, as Torrey likes to say. Corbin squares to bunt, pulls back, takes ball 1. A slider missed. Sandoval in halfway from 3rd. Long look down to Tony Perez-Chica coaching at 3rd. Sandoval stays in at 3rd base. Bell crashes from 1st. Corbin gets the bunt down. Watson has 1 play. Panic covers, and they move Dyson along. And now you'll need a 2-out hit from David Peralta, who struck out all 3 times he faced Johnny Cueto tonight. But now he's in there against Watson.
You know, just getting back to that exaggerated pull shift for a moment. Had it not been for the exaggerated pull shift, Daniel Descalso probably doesn't make that diving stop earlier in the ball game. The no-hitter may have been gone then.
That's an excellent point. Like we said, the guys are there for a reason, and there's all kinds of evidence to support the theory. But every once in a while, someone almost accidentally hits one the other way, and you just have to live with it. Now it's a matter of getting that run home from second with 2 outs. Peralta can handle lefties. He hit just under 270 versus left-handers last year. That one is through. Here comes Dyson, and the D-backs have the lead.
Well, you've got to tip your cap to David Peralta. 3 ugly at-bats against Johnny Cueto in this game. Comes up in his 4th at-bat against a tough left-handed reliever with a runner in scoring position in a scoreless game, and comes through with the biggest knock of the night.
Well, Torrey always talks about linking moments. Dyson works the walk against a left-hander. Patrick Corbin gets the bunt down. They move him along, and Peralta comes through with the big 2-out knock. Ketel Marte 0 for 3. Sandoval charges from third. And that's the end of the inning. We hit the 9th. The D-backs have a 1-0 lead. Since he threw 3 in his all-star season of 2013, Patrick has never thrown a shutout in his career. As we mentioned, he came within 1 out last August 17th at Minute Maid Park in Houston. Held the eventual World Series champs to only 4 hits over 8 2/3 scoreless. He starts the 9th inning here with a 1-0 lead, and Gorkys Hernandez will hit for the pitcher Watson to start off the San Francisco 9th. Hernandez 6 for 15 with a homer, 2 for 6 as a pinch hitter this year. He'll be followed by Austin Jackson and Joe Panik.
Now Gorkys Hernandez pinch hitting got the base hit that started the 6th for the Diamondbacks when we played him in San Francisco last week.
That was a big inning against Patrick after he cruised through the first 5. Patrick has walked 1. He's got 6 strikeouts. Another slider, and it's 0-2. Boxberger is ready in the bullpen, the closer. Couldn't check another slider. 7 strikeouts for Corbin. He's 2 outs away.
Boy, just filthy with that slider tonight.
Center field.
Carrying a plus pitch into the 9th inning.
Leadoff man Austin Jackson has flied out and struck out twice. A 7-game hit streak on the line for Jackson. Patrick at 90 pitches, 60 for strikes. Fastball well below the knees, but it's strike 1, says Dan Bellino. Waves at a slider in the dirt. It's 0-2.
Look where those sliders end up so consistently, either at the bottom of the strike zone or lower.
Lower in that case. 2 down.
And it's not like he's fooling him with that slider. They know he's got an outstanding slider tonight, and they still can't lay off that pitch in the dirt.
And now Bruce Bochy will recall Joe Paddock, and we'll see Nick Hundley as a pinch hitter, the right-hand batter against the lefty Corbin.
Joe Paddock, number 5, Nick Hundley.
Nick Hundley 174. He is just 4 for 23 on the year. Patrick Corbin 1 out away from his first career shutout. Fastball and it's 0-1. Can he strike out the side to close it out? Ahead of Hundley 0-2.
Seems appropriate he should end it with a slider.
Only fitting.
Yeah, Hundley able to get out in front of that one, hooked it way foul down that third base line.
The only question is it the slow version or the hard back foot slider to the right-hander?
That's a good pitch right there. I mean, it bounced 5 feet out in front of home plate, but in an 0-2 pitch to a dangerous guy that with some pop in his bat. You don't want to make a mistake with that slider. As I mentioned just a moment ago, it's either at the bottom of the knees or it's lower.
1 ball and 2 strikes on the pinch hitter Nick Hundley. Patrick about to throw pitch number 100 on the night. Peralta in left. He's got it. And Patrick Corbin has got his first career shutout. He gave up only one hit. Brandon Belt's single away from the shift in the 8th inning. He walked one, he struck out 8, and he blanks the Giants 1-0.
Boy, that's about as masterful a performance as I've seen since the big boy threw his perfect game down in Atlanta back in '04. Patrick Corbin just on top of all of his pitches tonight, working the fastball up and away from the right-handed hitters, the slider down and in, just a devastating combination. Good to see that smile on Patrick's face tonight.
And the D-backs are 12-4 for the first time in a decade as they keep rolling through the National League West. They win it 1-0. Just the 9th time ever the D-backs have won a 1-0 game in this ballpark. The 4th time in D-backs history a pitcher has thrown a one-hitter that was not a combo one-hitter. So a lot of history for Patrick Corbin. What a tremendous ball game. What an amazing start to his season. And he's downstairs with Kate.
All right, thank you so much, and congratulations. You pitched a gem out there today, allowing just one hit en route to your first career shutout. Take me through this moment right now and what it means to you to accomplish that.
I mean, it was awesome. Just always fun to finish the game. I thought after AJ's catch that something special could happen. Seems like there's always something like that in a no-hitter or something like that. But I just felt in a rhythm all day. Alex did a great job tonight and just kept them off balance.
And certainly a lot to celebrate today with your teammates. They thought this was a very special one too. You said that you felt like something was really working for you. You felt like it was special. Take me through. Was that in your bullpen or the first early innings? What was specifically working for you?
Felt good in the bullpen, kind of how I've been, just kind of try to stay with the same routine. But when you get out there and you can just mix your pitches and get quick outs early, and Cueto did a great job for them, was getting quick outs, so it seemed like we were just going back and forth, putting up zero. So I knew it was going to be tough, and these are the games that you want to get a win. So Dyson working the walk there. Just was able to bunt him over. Dyson's really fast. It wasn't the best bunt, and then Peralta comes through. So that was just awesome there to get around in the 8th and being able to go out there and shut it down.
What was going through your mind when Belt connected for the game?
I usually look if there's a shift there. I was just locked in, and I wasn't really. I thought maybe like ground ball to third maybe, but I mean we do that for him. A lot of times he hits it over there. So baseball's a funny game. I give up a line drive to Posey that gets caught and a hit like that. So it's just funny how things turn out.
A funny game, but also a fun game, I imagine. What has it been like for you? It's so early in the season, but it really seems like the Patrick of old. You've been out there, you've had your stuff to back it up, and you seem to have a little bit of a swagger about yourself as well.
Yeah, I mean, I try to be the same guy every day, so it's good to have success, and you just work hard in the weight room and get things done there, and hope for results on the field.
Well, thank you very much. Congratulations. You made it fun for us all to watch. Let's go now back upstairs.
Kate, thanks very much. 2 hours and 5 minutes. Patrick Corbin shuts out the Giants. His first career shutout. Back with much more from a terrific night at Chase Field right after this.